big horrifying news. The stock market is dropping like a lead balloon or like a Led Zeppelin. Okay, so why is that happening? Well, let's go to the source of all truth and justice here, Google. And by the way, it's interesting. If we go over to Google Trends, let's type in stock market and see what the masses are looking at, okay? So here's what they're doing just the last 4 hours, the YouTubes. And so we got how to understand the stock market, but why stock market crash today? That's a breakout term for today, the last 4 hours. So what that means is the masses, mass psychology, they believe that the market is crashing. Right? The market is not crashing. Market crashes are huge, dramatic moves that occur over months and maybe even up to a year. But a one-day down move is not a crash. We'll put that in perspective. That's one of the key things I want to point out to you today is how to keep this stuff into perspective and not get wacky about this like they like you to do sometimes. All right, so if we go over here and let's go back again. Okay, we just type in stock market news to the Googles, and sure enough, look at the images that they give you. Here, oh my gosh, he looks so disrupt. Oh my, oh no, what am I going to do? Okay, Dow sheds 600 points, head for worst day since May. Really? May? Okay, well, so June and July? Okay. I got 2 months have gone by, and this is the worst day in 2 months. All right, well, whatever. All right, stocks sink on economic jitters as fuel rushes to bonds. Market wrap. Okay, stock market today, Dow drops 500 points. Okay, over here it's 500 points. Over here it's 600 points. Of course, yeah, there's a little 30-minute difference or whatever. But Meta stock rallies after earnings. What does that mean? Should we go buy Meta now? All right, so here's the plan. I want you to look at this. When you're looking at the news like this, a couple of things. Number one, they're going to use very dramatic, emotional terms, extreme terms. Why? Because this is what gets you to click on things and to watch and to look and to see their banner ads. Right? They're selling advertising. That's basically it. And that's fine. I got nothing against it. That's cool. I got nothing against it. I'm just here as the protector of hopefully you and everybody in the market to not overreact to this stuff. In a minute, I'm going to pull you up a chart and show you exactly what's going on so that you can really see it from a real perspective without the hype, without the emotion, without all of these terms that would make you panic. Okay, no reason to panic here. All right, so we got all that. And then, of course, NVIDIA is in the news all the time. People are constantly wanting to know about NVIDIA. So whenever you go and look for stock market news, you're going to see references to NVIDIA. And, again, this is a very typical thing where, NVIDIA, people love NVIDIA. I'm going to take my glasses off here. I don't know if there's some glare there. But people are enamored with NVIDIA because it had a big, huge move in the past. Well, okay, that's a big, huge move in the past. So again, as people, it's the FOMO, fear of missing out. And everybody's like, oh, this made a big move. I wish I would have bought it back then. Well, so learn how to buy stocks before the big news. Learn how to find the NVIDIAs before they make the big NVIDIA news or moves. Don't wait until they've done it and then, now let's follow this thing. Now let's see when we can get in. So now, again, if you're going to trade off news, you're going to have a real hard problem. You're going to have a lot of problems because really all this stuff is past. It's already happened. As traders and even as investors, we need to have a way of getting into the markets before the big moves happen, before things happen. So you know what they say about news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So by the time you see all this stuff on any of these websites or news sites, or whether it's on television, that's not the time to buy, right? You need to learn how to really trade, how to really invest, how to become a professional at it, so that you're going to see things other people don't. You'll have an edge ahead of other people, so that you will not be just following the news. Even that term following the news implies you're coming late to the party. Things that everybody already knows now. Once it's on the cover, there used to be an old adage, once it's on the cover of Time magazine, then you're too late. Okay, and that would refer to economic news, companies, etc. So let's go take a look at, all right, what really is happening in the markets then. Here's a daily chart of the S&P 500. And by the way, if you would have looked at the news yesterday, which I did, you would have seen all those news articles were exactly the opposite. And very dramatic, again, very emotional words being used about how the market was dramatically up, spikes up, best day since, whatever. So that was yesterday. All right, and now this is today. So what's happening here? I'll tell you, all that's happening is this green line right here, that's the 50-period simple moving average. And again, this is on a daily chart of the S&P 500. So everybody in the gerbil watches the 50-period simple moving average on a daily chart of the S&P, the Qs, etc. And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So when the market came down to it, boom, we stopped. Now again, we got a big down move. And again, look at the news that day, you would have seen all these doom and gloom headlines. And then the market went a little bit below it, but highs were above it. And then the next day was a little green. And then we kind of paused. Next day was a little red. But look, all these days, if you look at these bars, each one of them is touching the 50 MA. Then we gapped up yesterday, and then all these big headlines came out. Oh my gosh, stock market's up. It's booming. It's screaming up. Yay. And then today, ooh, stock market's bad. It's horrible. So, man, do not get caught up in the roller coaster of emotional headlines. Learn to watch price action, because that's all that really matters. Whatever the news is, it doesn't matter other than how the market participants react to it with their buying and their selling. And that will be reflected in the price action, the supply and demand. So, for example, yesterday when I saw this big gap up, I'm like, that's not going to last. Why? Well, because there wasn't the money flow behind it. And so, sure enough, today, this whole last week, all these days here, we're just holding the support level. We're just playing around with the support. There's uncertainty in the markets as to whether the 50 SMA is going to hold as support or not. But that's all that's happening. So nothing all that dramatic, nothing to get emotional about, nothing to get excited about. No, you shouldn't have any fear, shouldn't have any greed. Just watch it, trade bar by bar. And the one thing that doesn't lie is money. Because people will say all kinds of stuff. You know what they say? Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. When it comes to the stock market, or for that matter, Forex or futures or options or the crypto markets, the talk is all over the place. But the actions, that's reflected in price. That's people's actions of buying and selling. And that is reflected in a chart. And so that's what we trust. Follow the money, honey. Comes back to that old slogan. Follow the money. It's true in many things in life, but no truer anywhere than in the market. So learn to read price action. If you want some help with that, you might say, very well, how do I know how to do this? Or exactly, well, when do I get in? When do I get out? Great questions. So today's video is about news, but I am going to share with you, for those of you who would like it, my market timing indicator. This is the indicator that I use to enter every single trade I take, and I give it to you for free. So just go to indicatorwebinar.com, because not only do I give you the indicator, but I give you a little tutorial. It's just one video, and I teach you how to trade it. Because I'm a big believer in not just giving you an indicator but also providing education with that. And again, that education is no charge. I just want you to be knowledgeable on exactly how to trade it. I go into detail, how to set it up on your charts and how to trade it. So this again, a market entry timing indicator. Just go to indicatorwebinar.com and I'll see you on the other side.